Yo, what's good? It's Bear in the building. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Kueen Talk. If you are new here, welcome. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, leave a comment. Let us know what you think of this episode. Make sure to go to queentalk.com. Check out the merch available if you have not. Yeah, we got a great guest today, you guys. We got a musician based out of Wichita, Kansas, known for the smooth R&B feel with the soulful storytelling. We got Kam Kozart. Kam, welcome to Kueen Talk.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to have you. You guys gotta understand. When I see queer people of color in the building now in spaces, I like automatically just like, oh, what's up, man? It's like
No,
it's
for
like
real.
an instant connection right there. And that's just what I did. I seen you and we were talking at a panel at a high
Yeah,
school. And I was like,
yeah,
dude, I've seen you around all the time. I didn't even know you were part of the community though. What's
yeah,
up?
for sure. No, that was dope. I'm glad we met through that. That was a cool experience that we had up there at the was that East High Schools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And did you go to East High? Is that what you
yeah,
said?
yeah. I did. I was a huge band nerd. So the band teacher's kid is like the president of the what is it, GSA
GSA?
or
Yeah.
yeah, GSA. And so they invited me to come speak up there, and so I got to rekindle with the band teacher too, and so that was fun. That was cool.
Yeah. So you've been a musician like early on then, huh? You've been in the game for a while.
Yeah, my whole life pretty much. Both my parents are musicians. My dad is a drummer. Um, he's had like a band growing up, so I would like play with them a lot when I was
Okay.
a kid. And then my mom, she was like a great like cello player, in school and stuff. So they just bonded through music, and then I was a part of that too.
That's
Yeah,
awesome that like your family like incorporated that in your life too and like you got to experience that. My
yeah.
dad was a musician too, but I didn't like play with it like I did but as I got older, but not to like learn or anything. Do you
hmm
read music and everything too? Like your family knows how to read music? My dad didn't know how to read music. He just all by ear. He just played it.
Yeah, so kinda. I'm a little rusty. Like I mostly play by ear. That's how I enjoy to play music mostly. But definitely, like like in school reading music, my dad would always have like little like drum books with like the little rhythms on it and stuff. So yeah, he taught me the basics of how to read it and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Growing
Yeah.
up, my favorite movie was Drumline. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh,
Like
no,
there's
me too.
if you ask like growing up, like that is I had that on VHS. Like that's what I went to bed to like every night
Yeah,
in middle school. That was my jam. It just reminded me because he didn't know how to read music either, but he just played it all by ear. And that's talent. That's a gift though to just be able to listen to something and be like, oh, okay,
right.
I can pick that right up.
I can't believe they kicked him out for that. He was one of the best drummers on the lines.
Right. Right. Haters will always hate. That's why.
No, for real.
So you're a barber by day,
hmm
um, and musician by night. What got you into? Because but like you're a musician, like you are getting gigs. Like I see you out. You're working. You're working.
Yeah.
So what got you to pursue that like more?
So like growing up, I was into music. Like, of course, I was playing with my dad's band and stuff, and then they would put me in like piano lessons and stuff like that. But like, I wanted to pursue music like in my own way. So I would just, I would like write songs here and there, like in middle school and stuff for fun. And then just like the feeling got stronger and stronger of me, like wanting to be on stage and me doing, you know what I mean, like being like everything I wanted to be, like singing, playing the guitar, just like for people. And so yeah, just throughout the years, I kind of just like found my own way of doing it to where like I just like I don't know, it just came from the soul, and it just
Yeah.
came from I just in my dreams in my mind, I was just like, yeah, this is how I picture it. Like this is what I want to do. You know what I mean?
You mentioned like it created like it got to you to be who you are. And you also like mentioned like how you like want to heal with your art.
Mm.
What do you mean? Like how is it healing for you when you do your art? And
Ooh, so it's healing for me. Like I feel like that is like the purest part of my soul. That's what I was like here to do. put on this earth to do was music and share my music with the world and heal it in ways of like even just like the chords I play on a song or like the words that I write, you know. I want people to like think about life and think about themselves and how they're taking care of themselves. And I'm talking to myself too because you know I feel like we all struggle with that sometimes.
How has like it been being like a queer artist too, like that specifically, like in the music scene here that you've grown up with?
I feel like it just being queer my whole life. It kind of just puts a I just have a different perspective of the world because of that, and also with my music kind of helps me come out of my shell in that way, and it helps me embrace who I am, you know, because that was like the purest part of my soul was is the music. And so everything else came after that. Me kind of embracing my style, embracing, you know, my queerness and yeah, everything kind of just flowed after that. And I would like so like my first time like ever like performing by myself was I think it was the 8th grade uh talent show. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sing. Like I'm so scared, like I'm nervous, but I was gonna do it. And like people were so like I got lots of good feedback from it. I was like, okay, like maybe like there's something in this, you know, like. And so I did it again. I went kind of back in my shell in high school because you know I was new freshman, you know, but so I waited all the way till senior year for that talent show too, and I almost won. I got like second place or something. So I was like,
Hey,
okay, like yeah,
for those that don't know, Eastside's a big school, so it's like
yeah.
it's not a few kids in the talent show. Like it's
No, there was hundreds of people out there, like, so it was
yeah.
crazy.
That's awesome. I think like music is like you mentioned, it is healing in a way. And it's a good way to like express yourself like you're doing. Have you seen a lot of representation like drummers or musicians because you're not just a drummer, right? You play multiple.
Yeah, I do a little of everything. Wherever I can stick my foot into, I'll do it. Um,
Yeah. Do you see a lot of representation like in the musician world?
mm, it's becoming more prominent now here in the past few years here in Wichita at least. I've been meeting with a lot more like queer people, even with Indigo Soul. We're a queer black, you know, R&B group, and I feel like that people are you know called to us too, and so we start coming out the woodworks, you know, to come see us, you know, or whatever. And so we met a lot of cool queer people because of that as well.
Yeah, I when I seen you guys first, I seen you guys at the coffee shop, but I didn't know you guys. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a black girl. Oh, they got soul. Like this is oh, it's a good vibe in the
Yeah,
coffee shop. And then I seen you guys at another event, and it was at a queer event. You guys were very black, were very queer, and I was
yeah,
like, oh dang, I didn't know that they were very queer too. And I was like,
yeah.
that's dope. It's good to see like you guys out here and representing
But yeah.
because there is like the music scene here in Wichita. Like, how is that as a whole? Like, for you as a musician, do you feel like it's up and coming? Do you feel like it's better than it's ever been? How is your perspective on the music scene here?
It's definitely, I'd say, up and coming because I feel like in Wichita, just like everything about, oh, in Kansas, I'd say we kind of get like the trends last. We're right in the middle. Everything from the coast come here. You know what I mean? And so we're finally, I feel like we're venturing out to more alternative styles and genres. And so I feel like we're finally starting to find like our niche sound, what it is here. And that's really dope. I feel like, especially here in the past like 5 years or so, like it's really starting to pop. Like, and I feel like we really have some good talent here, and so I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with here us here in Wichita. You know?
Yeah, how do you feel about like the Somewhere Fest or the Elsewhere Fest? Did you get
Yeah,
to
it's
experience that?
yeah. So I did. I wasn't play for Somewhere Fest this past year, but the year before I played for Elsewhere Fest, and that was a dope experience. and I love how they're, embracing all types of the physical media and the musicians and bringing that to light, just like on the streets of Wichita. Like I still see like the graffiti art downtown that was from the fest, and they kept it up. I thought they were gonna take everything down after the fest, and so that's one thing I really love about like different cities because I've been doing a lot of traveling this year for music as well. So like when I see cities with like street art and like you can feel the culture in on the streets, just walking down. So I feel like Wichita, we're starting to like have that pop out more and starting to embrace that. So I really think that's really dope.
Yeah, it really is. It's good to see. Like you said, Wichita is always just a little behind, but
Yeah.
not a little behind. But before we know it, I feel like it's gonna be like, man, every time something a little bit change, people feel away. Like, you know, the paid
Hmm.
parking, for example.
Right. Yeah.
That's like when we start becoming like a city, I don't think Wichita's not ready for that mentally. Do you feel like we get a lot of like artists to come to town? How do you feel about like I feel like Wichita doesn't get that many artists that I listen to come to like do a
Yeah.
concert and whatnot. I feel
No.
like that's still lacking, but
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, there's more artists I listen to that come to Lawrence than
hmm
than come to Wichita, and I'm like, we got interest, we got a few places to like, come on, like what?
right,
So
yeah. You're not lying though. Lawrence does get a lot of good artists
yeah,
that come through. You mentioned that you travel and whatnot. Now you're going uh, around to different cities, huh?
yeah, a little bit. I'm in a few different bands here in Wichita too, so I'm not yet traveling with my solo stuff, but I'm in a band called Keo and them, and so we've been doing a lot of out of town shows. That's been really exciting and really really fun. Like I've never traveled for music like that before, and so it's been really dope doing that.
What has that the demographic been when you guys go to these places?
Varies. Queer. It's been a good demographic for us. Actually, I've been surprised. I'm like, wow. Like we played at this coffee shop, this queer coffee shop in St. Joe, Nebraska, or something like that, and it was super dope. There was like a drag show before we played. I
No,
think that was fun. That was super fun. It's honestly a little bit of everything because it's different every city we play, but it's a lot of like the people in those music scenes of that city that we go to, and so we get to connect with a lot more artists and make more connections that way too.
that's awesome. Where people can find you.
Hmm. So for the band I'm in, Keo and them, Indigo Soul, we always have gigs. We play a lot at like local flavor. We play a lot at Brickyard, and then we just played at this new coffee shop called Riverside Bohemian. They used to be our coffee house.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. You
we
guys
just
were at
played
the
it.
grand opening there?
Yeah, we played at the grand opening. That was super dope. I really like the vibes in there. Super cozy. Yeah, very just warm vibes in there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys need to book somebody, you guys want to book a musician, you definitely should hit up Cam. Like it's good vibes. It's very relaxing. Like it's a coffee shop, but also just like it can be a festival vibe too. It's like
Exactly.
you guys have a wide range of like audience.
Yeah, for sure. And then yeah, as for me and my solo stuff, yeah, I released an EP in April, and so that's been fun. I've done a few shows here and there, but I've been really busy with doing a lot of live performances with my bands and stuff. And so you can find that everywhere. It's called The Line by Kam Kozart. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere you listen to music. And then yeah, I finally got back in the studio, so I've been starting to record some new stuff as well.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. I think it's dope that like you put the art out too. It's one thing because you can hoard the art, not share it
Yeah,
with anybody, and then people wouldn't get to see like the representation. Like I said, when I seen you guys and you guys were like, I'm very black, I'm very queer. I was like, dude, these are my people. Out of everyone, like when you look into that space, there wasn't a lot of us that look like us in that space. So
Mhm.
it's like, I think it's important here, especially in Wichita, that we definitely build that community and grow together because it's like, we're here, but it's just like we're a little spaced out,
Mhm. For
doing, and then we go to some events and then we'll see each other. We're gonna change that. But
right.
but you're a barber as well. Like you're not just a
Yes.
musician. That's why when you asked me for the show where I get my haircut, you was trying to take me as a client, huh? Cam?
I just see where you go.
Yeah,
It's, a lot of people are loyal to their barbers, and I respect that. I'm not trying to take
yeah.
nobody's.
As
You know
people
what I
should
mean?
be. Like,
Right.
yeah, having to tell my barber every time, like how I like it. Like that's not ideal.
Right. Right.
Where do you cut at?
So I cut at this shop called A Little Off the Top. It's off of like Pawnee and Hillside, it's like south side of town a little bit.
Okay, you've been doing that
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, I've been up there for about 3 years now. A little over 3 years. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's been good.
So
I enjoy it.
I didn't get like a proper introduction of you, like your how you identify in the community, or even your age.
Yeah.
You're still in your 20s. We got a youngin, guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
We got
yeah.
a
I'm
youngin here.
24. I'm
Yes.
24. I'm a trans man, and yeah, I'm
I
out here.
yeah. I was like, yeah, youngin, peace man, to be in the 20s again. And you're like in your 20s, working, traveling, being a musician.
Yeah, I'm trying to go deeper into the music. I really like, my main goal is to become a musician full time. I love barbering, I do, and I love connecting with clients. I've even got some gigs through clients because they're artists, in the city, and I think it's really dope. But yeah, I want to be touring. I want to be touring. Like
Hey, I know
I'm trying
that's
to
right.
be. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Do you do this all by yourself right now, or do you have help, or are you just everything's you?
No, I have help. Like with my last EP, I got help from Reese, from the cookie store. Shout out cookie store. Appreciate them. I That was a big help because that you were talking about hoarding music. I had held on to a lot of those songs for years. I'm not gonna lie, and it it was always I was just such like a perfectionist, and I wanted things to sound so perfect. So it didn't come out because of that. And so
Mhm.
sometimes you just gotta put it out there. You can learn after it's out. Like, the next thing you make and put out is going to be better anyway, just because you had that experience. So I had to get over that perfectionism, but also ask for help where I needed it.
I hear you, Cam, because um, it does like at first when I started this, I was kind of like, man, I watch it one time and I can't watch it or listen to it anymore because I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I feel away when I get too into my head if I watch the
Hmm.
episodes up too many times because I'm like, it's not that deep. It was a good conversation. Like it's not that deep.
Right.
Sometimes I just be in my head too, and I'm just like, so I'm just like, put it out. It was good. Do your thing. Keep pushing. And I think it's important to just see the progression too. Like you said, like you're gonna get better. So it's like it's this perfection that everyone may think that's like. I feel like social media and stuff like that can get it in people's head a lot too. I know it does for me when I
Oh
see
yeah.
things that just I know like that are not they're live 24/7 because like it's like and a lot of it's staged, so it's I seen both sides of things. It was like don't get too caught up into what like other people are doing too, to where you feel like your art isn't enough.
Yeah, for sure. Because yeah, social media kind of forces it doesn't force you, but it just makes you compare yourself to other people because they show you the parts of their life that look the best. You know what I mean? That's what you want to put online. And so then you're like,
Right.
dang, like, why doesn't my life look like that? Like, what's going on? And
Yeah.
then it's just like,
Yeah. No one's putting their worst self out there unless you're
you're right,
Krishan and freaking
right.
Blueface.
Yeah, right. No, there is. So, hey, each their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think yeah, it's hard to do though, like being vulnerable and stuff like that. I don't know if like in your music, do you like express um like a lot of you, or is it like, oh, I'm gonna give you a little bit, um or how do you
Hmm.
feel about like what you share with the world in your lyrics all outside?
Yeah. So I write just, I just write a lot of vulnerable songs. I write a lot of love songs, good and bad, happy and sad, you know? So it gets real vulnerable. And even one of the songs on the EP, I wasn't going to put on there because I felt like it was a little too vulnerable, but ended up being a lot of people's favorite on the project. So I was like, okay, maybe people tell me like, it's just, yeah, be relatable. That's it's like, I mean, that's a real human
Hmm.
feeling and people feel it. And so it's good when somebody actually talks about it and it also sounds good with the music. So yeah, I try to put as much of myself as I can physically put in there in the songs. But I also try to make it make it, vibe to the music well too. I feel like, in a way, even with like the things that I play, like the chords I play or the bass, that can be vulnerable too. That you can convey a feeling through that as well. So I do that a lot.
Yeah, I hear you. I was such a musician, David. Though, like even the chords I play, like make you feel something. Yeah, you said like relatable. I think that's so important. Your music is so relatable to many other
Mm,
people. Like I don't feel like there's a lot of trans men in the music scene giving that representation to people. So I feel like
yeah,
it's important for other people. Like come like even so when Young and May came out, I was like I was hyped just because it was like a stud that was like I didn't see that in the
yeah,
mainstream, that representation. And so like when you
literally.
see that and it's relatable to you, you're like, okay, like I
Like
can.
maybe I can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So I think that's important. That you're not hoarding that music, and you're getting it out there, and you're being relatable and vulnerable for people to hear. Because once it's out there, I mean, you could take it down, but once it's out there, you're really putting yourself out there.
yeah, for sure.
But you said your family's very supportive of your music and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they've known I've been this music nerd since I was a kid. Because we all are, even my siblings. We all music is a big part of our family, and so once I showed them the stuff I was working on, they were like, "Dad, you made this!" Like, okay, like so that felt good. I was like, "Yeah," So um, and I told them they helped influence all of this too, giving them their props as well because like I wouldn't be who I am without this big music influence in my family as well. So it's really dope seeing them enjoy that music that I've made too.
Yeah, I think it's nice when you get that family support, right? I know,
Yeah.
like, when my family supported, like, Queen Talk and coming to my events and showing
Hmm.
up and supporting and buying my merch and getting out there in the heat with me at the markets and stuff, like, it
Yeah.
really does help motivate me even more to know, like, I do have that support. And like they believe in me too. It's not like, oh, here's just this thing that she's doing. Like, no, they really believe in what I have going on. So it definitely does help. How does that motivate you and that support that you get from your family?
Man, it's everything. I mean, they've supported me for as long as I can remember. Even me coming out, it's they know who I am and they know that like I'm gonna do me regardless if I'm supported or not. Like I'm just gonna be myself. And so, I mean, they're like, this is just who you are. So we're here for it, and it's been really great. I appreciate everything. I'm glad this whole phase of my life has been even easier just because of the support of them.
It does
Yeah.
make a world of a difference.
Yeah.
Like you said, they were supportive of you, like in your journey as well, of like your identity. This is my why in Queen Talk, because there's people that are
Mm,
listening to this that don't have that support. There might be a parent on here listening that is not supported, but like, what kind of support did your family give you during that transition that you needed the most that you were given?
Kind of just letting me be and letting me explore who I was without them trying to sway me in a direction that they wanted me to go. You know, it wasn't just like, all right, bet. Like, of course, they were a little like taken aback or whatever when I came out, but it was like there was no hate. They were just like, okay, just be a good person. Just, you know, do what you love. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And they just let me be and let me explore who I was. And yeah, they weren't trying to push me anywhere.
Right. Yeah. I think that's
They're kind of
big.
just like, yeah, let me be free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I think they were like they from the sounds of it, like you started that at a young age, right? Like you being like free within like you the musician world, like getting
Hmm.
to play with them, like seeing that, and then just like expressing yourself in other ways. I think
Yeah.
be allowing you to like be you is important. I feel like sometimes just like in general parents can push things on their kids that they don't even realize that they're doing. It's important for you to step back and be like, this is their life and their choice, and let them see it through. How was your siblings and the support of your siblings, and how did that help?
It was the same way, but with them, it's in a black household. They, love to crack jokes and stuff.
Really?
It was a lot of that. Yeah. I was just like, whatever, y'all. But like, it's all love. That's just how we've been growing up, just cracking jokes on each other. But it was all out of love. It wasn't no like hate behind it or anything like
Yeah,
that. And so
that's good.
just kind of, yeah, just kind of, I guess, just making light of the situation, not making things too heavy. I'm just like, yeah, this is who I am, whatever. Crack that joke. I crack a joke back at them. I'm like, okay, yeah, like,
Yeah.
boom. And then we hug it out like,
Have that dynamic in your family that like, okay, you can make humor out of it and like make light out
hmm
of it and not, like you said, make it so serious.
right.
Because I assume, like, did you have any representation like in your close family that has gone through transitioning, or like were you the first trans in your
Yeah.
family?
Yeah. From what I know of, I was the first trans person to come out at least, and then a few years later, like my little cousin also came out as trans, so that was cool. And so we would chop it up about that, and so yeah, that was really dope to have like another family member that was
Yeah.
yeah.
And like I just seeing you as an older cousin being who you are, like that just like I hope like my little cousins like see that like in me. Like
Mhm.
it's you see me living my life freely, happy, and the family accepts me and all the other cousins, because my family after I came out, there was a few that came out afterwards. It's like, okay, this
Mhm.
family is pretty cool, we can't
Right.
we can be gay, we can be queer in
Yeah.
here. So that is really dope. Did you like how did you yourself learn? Because I mean, I guess you are 24. Was it the internet? Was there someone specific like you're like, oh, okay, like this is I finally found myself like this is me. Like when was that moment for you?
Ooh. Funny story. It was a long time, but it's crazy looking back on it because like I was all the like I don't know early like 2010s like queer YouTubers, like all of them. Like I was watching all of them.
Yeah.
Like anybody you can think of, I was watching them. Like, but like And then like, yeah, a lot of them came out as like trans, and I was like, okay, I was just like just interested in that subject, but I didn't realize that was me until I was maybe 16, 17. But I didn't come out as trans until I was like 19, 20. So that, yeah, it was a long process, but when I realized it, I was like, oh, like, whoa, okay, like that makes sense. Like, okay, like, oh, all right, you know. But yeah, a lot of YouTubers, and kind of just like going into those deep rabbit holes of stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Like, wow, like I was so called to it, but I didn't realize that that was me until later on.
Yeah, and you said like 19. I feel like for me it was the same age, but although like I felt like it was old, like I didn't like become truly who I am till around the same age too. But I just felt like that was so
Mhm.
late. I was just like, man, if only I did it like when I was in middle school or high
Yeah,
school. Because I mean, I did it to some circles, some people, but just like I just feel like my life would have been so different if it would
yeah,
have happened sooner. Were you like into women like when you were in like high school, middle school, or like were you?
yeah. For as long as I can remember, I was crushing on girls. You know what I mean? And so yeah. Then I came out as like gay or queer in, I guess, probably right around the time I was realizing I was trans, but I didn't say that.
Okay,
So
okay.
came out as queer, and had like my first girlfriend in like my senior year of high school. And that's when I started dressing more like mask and like uh coming into my style and stuff.
Speaking of style in like high school, some of the stuff you ever look back on your outfits and be like, "Damn, I thought I was killing that outfit."
Bro, for real. I was with my mom the other day, and we was just scrolling through some. I was like, "What the hell was I wearing?"
God,
No,
I know. Even like some of my college outfits, like I was just like, man, I went out to the club thinking I was just in the fit, and I'm like, well, the style was different, but I'm just like,
hey,
still, like,
no, for real.
gosh,
I have to give myself the benefit of the doubt, because I'm like, okay, it was a product of its time, I guess. But like, man,
yeah,
I,
I feel like I always wore just like oversized stuff too. It was just always like really baggy on me, and so I'm just like,
mm,
man, oh my gosh, I'm glad. Hopefully, I don't look at back in another 10 years and be like, damn, what the hell was I wearing? Man, it's crazy how
well,
like we do like just change and evolve, and just like we look back like, man,
yeah, it's
that
funny.
younger self. Wow, the growth.
For real.
We love
Yeah,
growth. We love
yeah,
growth.
for sure.
When you became a musician, sorry, squirrel, did you think like you were going to like be in groups like your parents, your dad was? Like, did you already have this idea like, oh, I'm going to be a part of or
Well, that's how I started off. So I always had a vision of myself being like a solo artist, but I felt more comfortable in a band setting because of me growing up playing in my dad's band and stuff. So it it took me a while to, I guess, kind of like find my voice and find myself in the solo scene, because I just felt more comfortable like backing up people and playing for people. So I was like, why don't I play for myself? Like, why, you know what I mean? But now I love both of those things. And I still feel really comfortable I love collaborating. Like, that's one of my favorite things, because I feel like a different part of my musicianship comes out when other people are around. Like, oh, I wouldn't have came up with this thing if they weren't here. You know what I mean?
hmm
Because I'm feeding off of what they have too. So it's really dope.
Yeah. How did you connect with Indigo Soul?
Yeah, so Kaya and I met in high school because I was playing drums for this musical. I was playing drums for Hairspray, the musical, and then they came up after the show, and I guess we had mutual friends because they went to Northwest. And so they're like, "Hey, you're friends with so and so." I'm like, "Yeah, like you do music too, bet." Like, okay. And so like that's how we met. And then we were like not hanging out, I guess, but then I guess they hit me up. They're like, "Okay, yeah, I'm starting this band called Indigo Soul." We started off as like like there was like at least 8 or 9 of us in there in the band. And so yeah, we started off like that, and then Kaya moved away to New Orleans for like 2, 3 years. And so after they came back, everybody else was like already busy doing other stuff or whatever, or also moved away or something. So it just ended up being me and Kaya. And
Yeah, that's all.
yeah,
That's all. I mean, y'all are dope. Y'all are dope. And then y'all
yeah,
had. I seen you guys add like Bree in there
yeah,
for that
that,
event.
yeah, no, because we, we met Bree at a Pride event, and as soon as Bree started playing, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I got." I was like, "We gotta talk to her, cause what, like,
Yeah,
oh yeah." So that was
very.
dope. That was great.
Yeah, you guys are very, very talented. Is there anything like a part of your story that you're like, man, I really wanted to share that today?
It's kind of a funny story how I became a barber
Okay,
because
okay,
I was going like straight out of high school. I went to WSU for like audio production, and that was like in 2019. So then when 2020 and COVID hit, everything went online, and I just wasn't feeling the online school. So I dropped out at WSU, and then all the barbershops are closed because of COVID. So, and both my parents needed cuts. So I was like, okay, let me go to Walmart, get some clippers and learn how to cut. Started on YouTube. And I was like, okay, like, I mean, I'm not in school anymore. Might as well go to barber school then. It's only like a
right.
year program, bet. Let me do it. And so, yeah, it kind of just fell into my lap because of that. So that's
That's awesome. I mean, it's expensive to get a haircut, let me tell you. So it's good that you figured
yeah,
out the trade yourself.
yeah,
It's a necessity though. Like barbers, once you get your haircut, it's a game changer. Like you become a whole new person.
yeah. And that's that's why I think I chose the trade too, because like that's one thing that won't go out of style for the next, I don't even know, ever, because people are
Ever.
always gonna
Even
have
when,
hair,
yep.
you
Even
know.
during COVID, I was still getting my hair cut. Like, I take
Hmm.
that back. Let me not lie. Let me not lie, because I was looking rough during COVID at times. I
I think
was
we
like,
all were okay.
but, like, there were times where I did, like, go get cut during that time.
Hmm.
But, yeah, you're right. Like, it's something that's always needed. Always needed. People
Hmm.
are always going to need a haircut. I've even tried to, like, I thought about like getting the clippers and learning myself because I'm like it can't be too much, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's the line that gets me. The
yeah, it's
cut is
hard.
yeah
I don't even cut myself up because
for real.
yeah, it's different when you got to look at the mirror and you like, okay, let me just.
Yeah.
I do my beard, but that's it.
Name your shop again.
Yeah, a little off the top. It's off of Pawnee and Hillside.
Off the top.
If you need a cut, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need a cut, let them know. Barber by day, musician by night. Need a musician?
Hmm.
Got you. But
For
for
real.
dual, whatever you need.
Right.
Cam, thank you for being a guest on Queen Talk, Cam.
Yeah.
Your story. I mean, the musician that you are, like, you're so talented. You play more than one instrument. Got music out on all platforms. You guys check that out. The EP is called The Line, and you can check that out anywhere you stream your music. If you guys want to check him out, do so. You'll
Please
get the
do.
link below. The music will be below and easy to find. Let us know what you think of this episode. I think it's important, Cam, if anything we learn, put your art out there. Try new things. You never know. One day you could just be sitting there in school, drop out, and find another
Mhm.
trade. You can become a musician traveling the world, traveling all over. And I think just try things and put yourself out there to be relatable. Yeah. Cam, thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you.
do you have any advice that you want to give to any of the viewers, listeners on Kueen Talk?
Yeah, I mean, just what you said. Sometimes I know you want your art to sound good or whatever you're working on to be good, but sometimes perfectionism gets in the way of that. So just do what calls to you, put it out there, learn as you go. Because it's always good to look back and see your progress, even with the fits that you wear, like we were talking about. So
Right.
so you know, um, yeah, just trust
Definitely.
yourself and trust what calls to you.
Yeah. Trust yourself and trust what calls to you. Yes. And I think like that's so important because we can get caught up into like our same routine as we do every day and just be like, okay, I'm doing this. Like, why? I go home, I do my little thing, and I wake up and do the same thing over again, just on repeat every day without trying that dream or that wish that you've always thought of. Like the fact that you've like always seen yourself as a musician and you're a musician right now, like that's what we should be going for. Like, what do I see
Yeah.
for myself? What do I want in life? And just chase the dreams. And whether that's having to still be a barber during the
Mm.
day and still
Yeah.
doing what I love at night. Like it's you're making it work and you're not giving up on your dreams. And I love that about it. Your story, Cam. So thank you so much for being a guest on Kueen Talk.
Yes. Thank you.
You guys, let us know
It's
what
been
you think of
fun.
this episode. Let us know what you think of this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. Hit that download button if you guys are listening to this podcast. And yeah, as always, family, friends, strangers, love and be nice.